Hey there! So I posted the last video like this just recently. However, I just have so many more art books I want to share with you. Ones that I use for inspiration and educational purposes and stuff like that. So here we go again. Once again, these are in no particular order, but all of them are books that I do go to on a regular basis and books that influence my own art and my own art practice quite a bit. But I'll get more into that with each particular book, so let's just get right into it. This one is another movie-specific book, and that is Klaus, the Art of the Movie. This is once again a book I've read from my university library, and I think I've said it before, I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm not a Christmas person, anything like that, so I don't have any emotional attachment to any Christmas movie other than The Grinch. I love The Grinch. But this one is just such an amazing story and I love everything about it. I could yell about the movie for ages, but I'm trying to keep it focused on the art. So let's have a quick look. I absolutely love the shape design in this movie. Like, this art book is something I particularly go for when I need inspiration for how to stylize and, more importantly, I guess, simplify my illustrations, and also just how to move away from realism in a way that I really enjoy. Just looking at this makes me feel so warm in my heart, and it's so cute. And I love that they, you know, how they make everything look 2D even though it's 3D and stuff like that, and it just has this hand-drawn animation charm to it, which I absolutely love. The character designs, like the storytelling in this design in particular, like, you get Santa Claus in a way, but he could be any random man living in the woods, you know, like the woodsman, you know? And I love the way they hit the balance for that. It's just so... Oh my god, I love this. This movie, this book. The shapes, the colors, the thumbnailing process, the color keys, you know, just... I know I'm repeating myself, but it's just gorgeous. The way they work with light as well, and just the world building. Oh my god, the world building, and specifically the locations. And again, the shapes, the way they, because they are like these two families living, like big families, living in this village, and the way they not only design the characters, but also their, I guess, half of the village or whatever, like distinctively, it's so well done. She's also an amazing character, not just a random love interest, which I unfortunately often feel with love interest in movies. And like, she is a feminine woman, but like, she's also a fishmonger. Like, that just, I don't know, something about that is so endearing to me. there we have the families. There's so much dynamic energy in this illustration alone. It's gorgeous. Just the character lineups, the children, and like the families, the Crumbs as one of the families, like they're all like tall and lanky. And then we have, where are they? Here they are. Just the way they designed both families in a way that you not only recognize them as one family and like the Allenbows as another family, but also both of them still look like they're from the same village, basically. They all look like the gray, sad, you know, villagers they are. And just the way they hit that balance is just so admirable. And I think another really nice thing I like about the movie is the environment design and the world building. I mean, it's not the most fantasy-esque location or anything, even though, you know, it's about Christmas and Santa Claus or whatever, kinda. And maybe it's because environment design is something I do want to get better at you know, right now, which is why I pay more attention to it maybe. But I just love the way, oh my god, also this scene, this backstory is so amazing. And the light in this illustration, just everything about this. But yeah, no, point being, the environment designs and the shapes, just everything is so endearing and just gorgeous, just gorgeous. I'm at a loss for words. I'm sorry. I just, it's beautiful. And yes, learning from others. I love the cultures that are portrayed. I mean, I don't know enough about Sami to say how well or how accurate the representation is, but from what I can tell, it's really well done. And I just love the way in this movie the various groups of people, be it the other two families or this community, are portrayed as a group but also individuals. It's just, I could talk about that for hours. It's gorgeous. I am obsessed. So beautiful. And just, it's so cool that all of this is 2D animated, and it absolutely has the hand animated charm to it, while still fitting, I guess, fitting the modern requirements of like kind of looking 3D. I don't know how to beautiful illustration. I don't know how to phrase it because I'm personally not that much of a fan of 3D animation most of the time, but I do recognize that most modern viewers at this point not really expect it, but you know, I guess that's what's popular, so I get it. But like, they did it, but also have the 2D animation charm and skill and just, I don't know, man. Point being, this movie is gorgeous and I love it, and this art book is so special because of the way they animated that and the story and the skill set and everything. I mean, look at this. It is so cool. I'm gonna shut up about this book now, and actually I might rewatch the movie. Even though I'm not a Christmas person, I might rewatch it in summer. I don't care. The next book is once again concept design for a movie. However, it's a pretty different one from the last one, and that is The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, the Chronicles book. This one is about the art and design of the movie, and I'm not the kind of person who hates on the movies. I'm also not the biggest fan of the movies. However, or like, rather, I recognize a lot of problems. However, the design aspect, it's once again just amazing. And yeah, so that's why I own this book. I'm gonna try to keep it short, because if I start talking about Hobbiton, I'm gonna lose it. I'm not gonna shut up for hours. But yeah, especially the beginning of this book is super fascinating for me, because I love the aesthetics of Hobbiton, of the Hobbits. I love the aesthetics of everything in Lord of the Rings, but especially like the coziness of Hobbiton is amazing to me. Another reason why I have this particular book is it's the only book, like concept design book about a live action movie. I'm personally more interested in animation. However, there's so much to learn from concept design for live action movies. It's just very interesting to see as well, like the differences in how it's used, you know, the designs are used, and how, for example, they incorporate the actual actors in the concept design, which makes sense. I don't know, it's just very endearing to me. And just, listen. I could stare at these pencil sketches for literal years. Like, they're so amazing, and the details and just the perspective and how accurate they are, and just so gorgeous. It's so interesting to see this kind of art as visual design as well, because I'm more used to seeing digital sketches, and this looks like it might be watercolors, just like traditional art, which, I don't know, it's just very nice to see, very nice to see, and interesting and amazing, and it's just show-stopping spectacular. Give me 500 of them. Like here, the callouts of the boots and the... I'm looking at these and I'm getting lost in the designs again. This design in particular is so cool. I don't know, they're so good, so great, awesome. The weapons as well, like I don't think I have another book that tackles weapons in this way, or like in any way, to be honest. And it's just very, very, very interesting to see, especially since the designs are once again done by Weta Studios. And just the Weta Studios, man, like I am already way too obsessed with a lot of the Rings props and weapons and designs and everything, and getting more context in form of this book, even if it's for The Hobbit, still so fascinating and just great to see. And the different weapons for the different characters, the different supplies they use, the different tools, just gorgeous, gorgeous, amazing, show-stopping, beautiful. I'm going insane about cooking materials, supplies, whatever. And the shading, the pencil shading, it is so gorgeous. Again, the details in these designs. I do not know anything about weapons or armor and stuff like that. So looking at this is, for now, just very basic appreciation. Hey, yo, my man. This illustration is also so gorgeous because the skill of not putting too much details in the unimportant areas, that's a nice, nice skill to have that I wish I had. Look at the details in this. How do you not even smudge this, by the way? Like, crazy, crazy. Then you have the environments, which are very realistic because again, it's a live action movie, but at the same time, it's beautiful, amazing, just gorgeous. The environmental storytelling and the difference in this very ordered forest, I guess, versus this kind of wilder one. I mean, these are obviously pine trees that they grow like that. I know what that means and everything, but still, you know what I mean? Creature design, again, another awesome topic. The elves and their designs, and just man, I love this book. I love this book. I love it. Ooh, this chandelier lives rent-free in my brain. Like the visual language, like how pointy and crooked everything is, how like the unsettling shape language. I mean, obviously you have the skulls and everything, that alone would make it pretty unsettling, but like just looking at this, it doesn't look inviting at all, even though in this particular design there's no skull or anything. Oh my god, he is so disgusting. He is so disgusting. I love it. I love it so much. I would hate to be just anywhere near him because you just look at these pictures and you know he smells like crazy. But yeah, this is again a different kind of inspiration, but just as helpful as the ones that are, I guess, closer to my style, that are more stylized or whatever. An amazing book, one I go to on a regular basis. Still obsessed with this. Now, this brings us to the last book I have in my art inspiration collection, I guess. And it's not technically an art book, it's a photo book, I guess. And that is The Earth at Night. Basically, this book is about different, I guess, celestial bodies and phenomena and different places and different kinds of photography. So awesome, so gorgeous. And this is, I guess, purely an inspiration book where I just go to when I don't know what to draw and I need inspiration. And you know, drawing the starry sky is my go-to topic, I guess, when it comes to drawing in general. But this photo book gives me inspiration to not just go for the typical me kind of like perspective. And like, I think this is a very classic composition for me when it comes to drawing starry sky illustrations, which obviously this is not an illustration I made, but this is what I tend to go to. But then you have very different approaches. Like, gorgeous. Also, they're having the building in the focus while still having the dark sky. I know this is done with different photography skills, but somehow when I think of drawing the sky, or like the night sky, I think everything else has to be pretty dark, and that's not the case here, and you still see the stars. So just looking at this, I already have so many different ideas for illustrations. Like, so gorgeous. And then you have like things that are not typically the sky, but it still fits the vibe. And you have the aurora, and you have just different types of starry skies with like the colors and an eclipse and just I just think it's a very, very, very good summary of different ways and places to portray and just getting inspiration. Like honestly, that's all I need from this book, and this is to doing everything right. And honestly, I should just sit down and do studies of these photos as well, because they're just beautiful, beautiful. And also I have read this book years ago, but I remember like the texts also being very, very interesting. And when I want to get inspired, like for example, if I find a photo I like and I'm like, oh, I would like to do an illustration inspired by that, like the little texts give me more context and even more inspiration. And I think what I'm trying to say with this book is that it is very nice to have books that are very specific to your own art and just creative journey and creativity in general, I guess. Like, there are a lot of artists who would not really be that blown away by this book, but me, I can't even say what exactly it is other than the fact that this is just gorgeous, and the starry sky is a topic that speaks to me. That's all this book is giving me. So if you're even remotely inspired by the starry sky or, you know, the moon, the night in general, anything like that, this is an amazing book to get. And if there's any other topic where you're like, yeah, I love this, but it's not like exactly art related, get it anyways. You'll get a lot of inspiration from that. It doesn't have to be art about art directly. Just anything that inspires you, get a book that's a collection of that, and it will help you so, so much. And that being said, I'm gonna use the inspiration I got from just sharing these books and use them in an illustration myself. So this is it for this video, and I do hope I could help you and you found inspiration in this. But for now, I hope I see you in the next video, and I'm gonna say bye-bye!